What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen, and you're listening to Sales Funnel Radio.
Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio, where you'll learn marketing strategies to grow your online business using today's best internet sales funnels. And now, here's your host, Steve Larsen.
All right, guys. Hey, real quick, I just wanted to let you know about the time that I stole. Okay, I do not condone this behavior. I have since gone to these people and said sorry. And actually, this is one of Russell's favorite stories because I actually stole from Russell. I stole from Russell when I was in college, and we had nothing. We had like hardly any money, and I knew that if I just could get my hands on one of his courses, that I would be able to be successful with the thing that I was going forward with. And it was true, and I was, and it was great. But I got a copy of his course from a bootlegger, and I don't totally know how. I think I was poking around on YouTube trying to find versions of it and things like that. I was like, I've just got to, if I could just do this one piece, I know I'd be successful with it. And I went and I there was some guy in the description who was telling everybody, hey, if you need copies of X, Y, and Z, go ahead and reach out to me. So I was like, sweet. Oh, awesome. You know, and I feel bad. Like, don't do this, okay? This was a stupid thing. It was a very bad decision. And I don't know what else I can say because, I mean, it's not right. And I do take that seriously. You know what's funny is, so I got the course and I learned a lot from it. It was great. It was awesome. It was actually .com Secrets X. One of the earlier courses. I shouldn't say earlier. I mean, he had been having lots of courses out there and stuff. But this one was a 3-month course. It was awesome. I went through it. It was fantastic. It actually was very life-changing for me. It was very life-changing. Very changed what I was doing. And it was awesome. And I was laughing that I ended up getting hired by Russell. And one day I was like, I've got to tell Russell this story. And I've, for the sake of, number one, apologizing, and I obviously offered to pay for it, offered to pay the price for the course and everything, and I felt bad. I mean, it's wrong, and it's not something that I'm honestly proud of that I did, but I often would sit back, and the reason I bring this up is because I would often sit back and I would think to myself, like, why would this marketer, why would this guru, why would this individual not give his course away to me for cheaper? And it was a question that would go through my head a lot. And not that I was mad. I wasn't mad at all, but I was just like, gosh, like, why can't I get this? I would love to go through this course. I would love to learn what this guy's teaching. Maybe it could change my life. Like, I'm serious. I knew that I would take it seriously if I could just have the content, if I could just have the stuff, right? And what's funny about the whole thing is that, okay, so I ended up going and I got the course, right? And I went through it and I applied it and it was great. And a lot of times what would happen was there were these pieces of jealousy that I would kind of go through. This is kind of early on in my endeavors on the internet anyway. And I'd kind of get jealous and a little bit mad and be like, come on, like, give this to me cheaper. Like, I would love to have this thing. And I was excited when I finally got Russell's, but I just wanted the discount, and you may have gone through this before. I just wanted to know. I just wanted the discount. I just wanted to be able to go through the content. And there was I think I was in the gym. I think so anyways. I'm recalling a lot of memories right here. But I was listening to a podcast of Russell's. Okay, keep in mind I had just stolen a course from him. Okay, and I had I'd stolen the course and what I learned from the whole thing was that he basically said that, like, look, I don't discount prices pretty much ever, because if you can't afford this thing, it means you actually need it even more. Like, and I know it's kind of a weird way to say that, but think about it this way. If I, okay, when I was, let's say I was in like high school, okay, in high school, when I was going through these different classes, or even in college, when I was going through these different classes, actually college is probably a better example. You don't start at the senior level classes, right? You don't. What happens? You'd go into the senior level classes. Obviously, there's like some crazy person out there who probably did and did great at it or whatever. But you don't start at the senior level classes. You start at freshman level, right? And you start with basic stuff, and you start with foundational things, and you hustle through a little bit of Mr. Miyagi type of things out there. Like, why am I doing this? Paint the fence, sand the floor, stuff like that. And it's good that an individual wants to be able to go and get the course, that they'll go and they want to pay coaching to get coaching from the guy. They want to be able to spend time doing the thing. You know what I mean? And what I realized, though, is that a lot of personal development happens inside of business because prices are set as they are. Meaning, when I couldn't get to Funnel Hacking Live, I had to do a ton of stuff. A lot of experimenting, a lot of soul searching, a lot of grinding, a lot of problem solving on my own that I would not have had to have gone through if I had just been able to just buy the tickets outright. You know what I mean? I had to get creative. I was trading tickets for funnels, right? Back and forth and back and forth. And what's funny is when I learned that, when I realized that that's what was going on and that was the lesson, I realized that I actually fell in love with the fact that I didn't have money for it. Now, not the fact that I have money, but I started learning to love the problem. The problem being that I did not have money to get the thing. And when I knew that what a guru was offering was a good thing, when I knew that the product they were offering was amazing, when I knew that it would change my life, if I had to work that much harder than the other guy just to have the money to buy it, I knew that I would actually do it. I knew I'd actually apply it. How many times have you bought a course and you've never actually done anything with it? Okay? How many books are sitting on your bookshelf you've actually never read? It's the exact same thing, right? And obviously, I believe in learning with purpose, and you guys all know that. I don't just learn anything for the sake of it. If I need to solve the problem in front of me, then I'll go read the related books and take the related courses. But I don't just read, just willy-nilly. I don't go anywhere like whatever. But what I'm saying is, I don't discount prices. And it's for that exact same reason. I don't discount prices. Russell doesn't discount prices. When I finally left college and I had learned that lesson, and I fell in love with the purification that comes with trying to just solve the problem. I was so enamored by it. I wanted all the other students and all my friends and all the teachers I was with to learn the stuff that I had been learning. So I left college and I went and I grabbed basically 30 books and 30 .com secrets books because I was now working at ClickFunnels, right? And I started shipping out all these books all over the place. Tons of them. And I'd ship out books to these friends, and all these people kept asking me, like, how you doing? What you doing? Dude, are you kidding me? That's crazy. How are you doing this? How you doing this? And I kept telling them, like, just wait, dude, I'm sending you something. You got to read it. Okay, And what's funny is I sent out 30 of these books, and you know how many people actually read the book? None of them. Not a single person. Why? It's because there was no actual sacrifice that they gave on their part to actually take part in the course, to take part in the learning, to take part in the development that they were looking for. They had done nothing except think about it one time. Oh, they'd be so nice to have that. They're not in love with the thing, they're in love with the idea of the thing. Does that make sense? So I don't discount prices. And anytime any one of my buddies or anyone in my past, or even any current customers or people listening to this podcast, whatever it is, anytime anyone comes to me and they say, Steven, please, will you look at my funnel? My answer is yes. Here is my coaching link where you can buy my time. Why? It's not to throw the finger at the people who are asking that. It's not to go and rub it in people's faces. It's because if I actually do it for free, I rob them. They won't do anything with it. You know how many times I've done stuff for free for people? I have built so many funnels for free on the hopes and the promises that it would be worth tons in the future. Hey, Steven, please build this funnel. We got this great opportunity. If you build the funnel, we'll give you 50% of the revenue for the rest of your life. That's a dumb deal. That's a bad deal. Very stupid deal, right? I'm going to go do all the work and then they take half the money for it. First of all, it's crazy. Second of all, when I figured out that nobody that I was building these funnels for were actually doing anything with them afterwards, I got ticked. I got so mad. I realized that was honestly only like a year ago. And so I stopped building funnels for free for people, and I stopped giving my products for free. And unless it was strategic, like a front end or something like that. And I stopped giving my stuff for free. And I'm unapologetic about it now. And it's like, no, it is this price. Number one, because it's worth that much. I make great offers, right? And I know there's amazing value in them. But number two, I literally know that you will not do a darn thing with it unless I have you give a little sacrifice and put a little skin in the game. You know what's funny about 2 Comma Club coaching? It's no different than anything else, right? 80-20 rule still applies. 20% of them do anything. That's true for any event. That's true for I had worked so hard to get to Russell's first Funnel Hacking Live event by bootstrapping my way there. I took 52 pages of notes at that event. I stayed up. I did everything that I could. I was drinking deeply. If they said we're doing this, I participated. Full in, both feet in, the whole time. I was baffled at how many people didn't even bring their notebooks home with them that they had left out on the chairs for all of us with all the slides and all the speaker notes. I was like, are you kidding me? Do you not know what they just gave us? But it didn't mean the same thing to those people. They hadn't actually given anything of their self away. What I'm trying to tell you is, number one, I don't discount on price, and you shouldn't either. Okay? I mean, unless it's strategic, unless there's something in there, but usually the first thing people go to, okay, let's say that you're going to sell something to me, right? Or to a buddy, and you go to the buddy and you say, hey, here's a thing, and it's $1,000, and someone goes, oh, will it do this? A lot of times the knee-jerk reaction to any rejection is a price decrease, right? I mean, that happens all the time. A price decrease. Someone literally decreases the price immediately as soon as there is an objection to your product. Oh, don't worry, it's 30% off today. If you're doing that, it means your offer isn't good enough yet, right? If the offer is amazing, you don't have to compete on price. Right? And it's the exact same thing for what I build, for what Russell builds, for all the things that I put out there, for what Russell puts out there. I know they're good. I know they're good. And I am not apologetic, and I'm not embarrassed. I had a hard time. I mean, I'm just being open with you guys. I had a hard time charging money for my stuff for a while. And I know it's actually quite a common concern, where conceptually you understand the marketing stuff, you understand the business, you know the automation pieces, but you're not actually doing it because you don't have a product, because you're too afraid to charge something. You're too afraid to ask for someone's credit card number, right? And I know in a lot of cases I'm preaching to the choir here, like you guys get that. But there's a lot more cases out there than I ever realized until I started coaching people how to do this stuff inside 2 Comma Club coaching. I did not realize how big of an issue it was mentally for people to have to overcome that. Okay? And I know I've talked a little bit in the past about ways to get around that. Go buy a product for $1,000 to give yourself emotional permission to go sell stuff for $1,000, right? If you feel like you can't charge $10,000 for something, you should probably go pay $10,000 for something, right? There's a lot of ways to get around that emotionally and get through that barrier. But what I'm trying to tell you is, like, stop. Don't apologize for charging people. You actually do a disservice when you give it for free. You do a disservice if you deliver in any other way. Okay? Don't be afraid to charge money, and don't be afraid to charge more money than the competitor. Don't be afraid to charge more money than other people around you. If you walk out to, let's say you go to a car lot, okay, a brand new car lot, brand new Lamborghini car lot, and you walk out to the car lot and you say, hey, I would like to look at this Lamborghini, and they say, great, come on with me, sir. And you're walking, and let's say you even wore a suit because you might go buy a Lamborghini, and you have the cash for it, and you're super stoked, and you've saved up, and it's been on your dream wall, and you know the exact model and color, and you know everything about it. And you walk up and you see the car, and you know it is, and it's beautiful. I'm not even that much of a car guy. I'm just saying, you walk up to this car, and it's beautiful, and you're like, this is the one. I have waited so long for this car. How much is this? And the sales guy looks over at you, And the sales guy looks right at you and he starts to smile and he goes, you know what? I could tell you really like this car. Just for you, this brand new Lamborghini, it's only $5,000. What would you do? You would sit back and be like, what's the first knee-jerk reaction that you would have to that? You would ask, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with the car? Why is it only $5,000? I'm expected to pay 100 times more than that. I don't know how much a Lamborghini is. I'm not really a car guy, like I said, but you'd expect to pay a lot more money, right? A lot more money. It's the same thing with your offers. What ends up happening when somebody goes out and you start price decreasing right out of the gate, it immediately starts to plant these little seeds of doubt inside of the prospective customer. It starts to put inside their head questions like, well, what's wrong with it? Oh, so it is that, okay. And you have to keep reassuring them. Well, does it have these other features? And they may not even care. They might not even use them. Like the billion settings on your car stereo. How many of you actually used? Like 3, the on button and a few others. You know what I mean? Like features don't really sell very well. It's all about benefits. You know what I mean? Anyway, but that's what I'm trying to say. So I am unapologetic about the pricing that I place there. You know what's funny about that is I typically get a higher quality customer with higher prices. When I was selling a lot of $100 funnels and $100 products and things like that, and I since have taken a lot of them off the market. I don't want to sell that. And I know this is stereotypical and it was not true in every case, but $100 product brought a very different customer to me than I wanted to work with. And again, it's not at all me being selfish. It is very much me deciding who I want to work with and realizing that the individual who is scraping to get $100 probably is working on a different problem set in their life than let me start a business. You know what I mean? They might be still solving the problem set of, hey, how do I pay bills every month? Or how do I keep a steady job? Or how do I, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to, I get it. It's totally fine. I've been there. You all know I've been there. And there was a time I couldn't afford that stuff. It's sadly I stole over it. But what I'm trying to tell you though is there are 100 reasons. There's tons of reasons why you should never discount price. And in fact, let the price bring the right customer to you, right? And I'm not telling you not to do this either, but this is such a powerful concept, guys. You could literally take 2 of the exact same product, charge more, double for one of them, and you'll get a higher quality customer, someone who's more status driven, right? And again, use that for good or bad. You know what I mean? Use it for good. But what I'm saying, just know that that's the power of this thing. Okay, that status is very much involved in an element of this. All right, working with someone who's figured out a lot of the basic problem sets of life, self-care, right, things like that. They're going to be more attracted to higher prices, they're going to be more attracted to lower prices. Okay, and again, I'm not telling you not to sell low. I'm not telling you not to sell high. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tell you that you don't need to compete on price, that it is okay to charge higher, that it's okay to be unapologetic about it, and that you are doing a disservice to somebody else when you do not charge enough money or when you give it to them for free. Okay? Just going to wrap the whole thing up here. I ended up telling Russell this whole story of me stealing the thing, and he was laughing so hard. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, I'm sorry, man. I will pay you right now. I have the money, obviously, and I will. And he just started laughing. He's like, "Nah, that course brought you to me, so whatever." So it's all good. I was like, "All right. Well, I mean, as long as you feel like that's okay, but I just need my conscience clear about it because it was wrong and I feel bad and I'm not a thief." And anyway, yeah. So charge money. And charge good money, and understand that if you feel like you can't charge money, it really might be that your offer might not be good enough yet. So go back and look at it, keep tweaking it, but have price dropping be like your very last go-to thing when you're actually selling it. Don't decrease price. You decrease bonuses. Okay? You remove bonuses. You remove certain elements, little goodies and things like that you're going to go with it, right? That way the value that they're getting is less for the money you're charging. But still worth it. They're just getting less stuff. Does that make sense? you'll still get a better customer by keeping the price high and then just tweaking and removing and playing around with and doing scarcity and urgency with bonuses rather than dropping price. Anyway, that's it, guys. Be unapologetic about the price. Hope you guys are doing great, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for listening to Sales Funnel Radio. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Want to get one of today's best internet sales funnel for free? Go to salesfunnelbroker.com/free funnels to download your pre-built sales funnel today.